Good morning. It's that time of the week again. It's the time for the weekly crypto roundup. That's basically all the week's news in one spot, and a look over the weekly markets rather than the daily. As always, I'm your host, Crypto Duck, and the show's brought to you by BYBIT Exchange and the Diamond Hands Network. As always, those links are in the description. So let's have a look at the markets. Overall, pretty shitty week, wasn't it, really? Didn't move positive. I was really hoping we were going to break that support, but we didn't. Bitcoin sat on 21,703, which is down 0.5 over the last 24 hours, but down 7.5 for the week. Ethereum's on 1519, which is 1.4 for the day and 8.7 for the week. BNB sat on 308. That's actually up 0.3 for the day, but down a nasty 7.2 for the week. Now, okay, I'm still a bullish duck. I'm sorry, this shitty week's not going to break my spirit. We've had a bit of a backlash, but then we had some really shitty news. Do you know what I mean? It's going to happen. So the two major supports I'm looking for is 2,500 on the lower side. If we breach 2,500, it's going to go to shit. So I'm watching to try to stay above that. On the plus side, if we can have a decent candle finish above 21,800, it may be a positive sign that we're going to move back in the direction that we want to move. But yeah, let's just keep our fingers crossed and watch closely. Biggest winner for the week is BitGet, BGB, up a colossal 73.9% and sat now on 86 on the top 100. So very good week for BitGet. I would assume that's just sucking up a lot of the money that was kept in FTX's token. Brave of them, isn't it? Really. Baby Dodge is up 71.7. Jesus Christ. Put them down now. I guess, see, people know that crap's going to fucking get hyped up and sell. I'd rather not make money on crap like that, but, you know, people are shills, aren't they? Over the week, the AI tokens, the big two at least, have ended up on pretty good scores. The graph is up 61%. AGIX ended the week up nearly 50%. Good for them. Do you know what I mean? The AI is still the buzzword of the minute. You know, do check out my top 5 AI coins. It's relevant even now. You know, worth watching. HBAR also had a good week, up 23%. HBAR is a class project. We've been hoping for big things for that for ages. It's sad that the price hasn't really responded the way we wanted it to, but long term I still think it's a very solid bet. Phantom, worst of the week, down 32.6%, retracing a lot of those gains that it made. And poor old Opportunity, down 23.5%. It's a shame for that. So, yeah, the big causes for distress, of course, this week is the end of staking. People are still sort of putting their opinions forward of what that means and how it will affect the whole system at large. There's two sort of schools of thought. Okay, the initial school of thought is, you know, the SEC are going to go to war against all staking and then go to war against Ethereum. The other side of the coin is the side that they're trying to be more rational and assume that the SEC's being rational and going against like those intermediaries, like the exchanges that are offering staking that aren't necessarily tied to the blockchain protocols. I'm afraid I don't have this strong faith in the SEC. I think the guy is an absolute fucking twat. And as much as I would like to believe that they're going to do the sensible thing, and they are actually standing as a protector of the public, I don't really believe that. Other sad news this week is local Bitcoin's coming to the end. Anybody who's been in the whole crypto space sort of since the earlier days probably bought and sold their first Bitcoins on local Bitcoins. It seems so fucking antiquated these days, but you literally got in touch with somebody and then met them in a cafe or a service station and did your buying and selling. You know, it's wild, isn't it? But that's the way it used to be done. There wasn't this buy straight to your banks that we have these days, you know. Still all fun and games, isn't it? But it's a shame. It's the end of an era, the end of local Bitcoins. Sadly, the last couple of years it's been marred with... The problem that you've got is that most of the normal punters, the legitimate punters, were able to just pull out to their banks, which left only the more unscrupulous reason to use local Bitcoins. So I think they've just called it a day, especially after the Yanks went to all that effort to shut down local Bitcoins in Russia. It wasn't local Bitcoins itself, but it was the same sort of deal. Make a DAO. It's introducing an AAVE rival. This is called Spark. Ironically or cheekily, they're actually using a fork of AAV version 3, but irrelevant. You know, make a DAO huge, and this will give them the chance to rival AAVE. So good for them. ARK Invest has been buying up the Coinbase shares as their price collapsed the last few days. They've also been buying up Robinhood shares. So, you know, one person loses faith in these companies, there's always somebody there willing to grab the buy the dip. Shopify have added blockchain tools, so I guess that's all good for them. Another real world company turning to blockchain for a solution, which is fantastic. Cardano's next performance upgrade is due around Valentine's Day, so yeah, I guess if you're a real Cardano lover, you get a little Valentine's Day present. Good for you. Kazakhstan is continuing its war against crypto mining companies. I remember a few years ago when they were saying they were going to be the hub for all of this kind of stuff and begging all the companies to go there. As soon as those fuckers got them there, they're turning it all around and making it impossible for them. They've essentially banned crypto mining unless you're a registered and given permission by the government. On top of that, they have power consumption limits. On top of that, 75% of any crypto sales have to go through registered government exchanges so they can ensure that they can tax the poor fuckers on every penny. Yeah, I've got no love for these governments whatsoever. Fuck them all. And PayPal's Q4 paperwork has revealed that they have about 600 million in crypto, or at least they did at the end of 2022. So, yeah, another real world company betting heavy on the old crypto malarkey, eh? Anyway, look, let's go back over the week, check out the week's news. Been a fairly quiet weekend. Filecoin, the company behind Filecoin, is laying off 21% of its staff. That's a shame for them. These staff cuts are probably good in the sense that these companies are making hard decisions to keep running positively and profitably, and that's got to happen. All the time they're laying off staff just means that they're going to still stay running. Do you know what I mean? Andreessen Horowitz, which is a very well-known VC firm. Now, on-chain data has shown that they own just over 4% of the Uniswap tokens. And you may think, so what, it's only 4%. But 4% is the amount needed to pass any proposal that's put forward. So that basically means that one VC group controls the coin. So, yeah, it is relevant. But there you go, you know, either which way, isn't it, really? Visa is testing stablecoin settlements. Yeah, this is a really bullish sign. Visa and MasterCard are probably the two biggest names in payment services in the world. So when they start testing stablecoin settlements, that's bullish. China is trying to increase adoption of the digital yen. It's done over 200 events recently, distributing digital yen out to different industries that need it, trying to boost that engagement and use. It's interesting. Good for them. FTX have said they want all their political donations returned by the end of the month. Yeah. I mean, I'm not quite sure where that stands. I mean, if you were given money by somebody who happened to go bankrupt later, do you have to return? I don't know. It's a very odd one, though. And Binance has launched a pilot of a Binance Tax, which is a tax tool. As it becomes more sophisticated and gets updated with different countries' laws, etc., etc., it'll be quite good. It's currently launched for France and Canada. So, yeah, you know, any of this stuff, it all helps, doesn't it? And Binance is leading the way, as always, you know, world power and all that. Yeah. Oh, and just one last thing for you. Crypto addiction is now a recognised issue, and high-end rehabs are taking lots of money and offering counselling and help should you be suffering from such a terrible affliction. Right. News. Cardano's ETH-compatible sidechain has gone live for testing. It's not the first ETH-based sidechain for Cardano, but it is the first in-house jobby, so good for them. This is quite interesting. Influencer has spotted a little pattern, and consequently rumours have run rife. This is regarding Visa and Ripple working together. He's noticed that Visa have either partnered with or acquired 4 of Ripple's major partners in recent years. Earthpoint had a worldwide partnership with Ripple, and Currency Cloud also partnered with Ripple for overseas transactions. They were both acquired by Visa, and Novarti and D-Money, who both got partnerships with Ripple, have also got partnerships with Visa. So there is that definite hint there that you know, things could work out for those. Ripple, it is still looking bearish on the charts, even though realistically it shouldn't be. It's one of those things. I like Ripple. I'm a fan of Ripple. I think it should be victorious, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Things that I don't like are shit coins like fucking the dog coins. Jesus fucking Christ. SHIB. SHIB's price has had a little dive. As of course as it dives, so does its burn rate. However, Dodge looks like it's going to break out. Now, if Dodge does break out, it is going to pull Dodge chain to follow. Dodge is an absolutely pointless shitcoin, but it's risen from the dank depths of shit because of Elon Musk. Dodge Chain is a layer 2 for Dodge that basically gives Dodge a vague point of purpose, giving NFTs and DeFi and other niceties like that you know, every chain should have written. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, people love these shit coins and they trade on hype, and if Dodge continues to push, then Dodge Chain will be pulled up with it. Fuse Network, an interesting project, has launched a Web3 payment network. Now, Fuse Network is all about trying to make things mainstream. They're trying to design tools to make the job easier for your regular, everyday folks and businesses rather than techies. Big future for them. Very, very pleased with what they're doing. MetaMask, also looking to the future, understands that the future is definitely multi-chain. And they're working on their MetaMask Snaps tool to allow them to support multiple chains. MetaMask is still probably the leading wallet company, I would say, despite many others fighting back up there. Walmart, it's filed for more trademarks, specifically sort of crypto, NFT, to a degree. I mean, essentially any blockchain. It's stuck trademarks in for any blockchain that they can think of. So that's another major real world pushing into crypto type areas. Dubai's latest regulatory requirements are now mandating licensing for crypto companies. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Brings them more under the law, I guess. DCG has sold Grayscale to try to raise funds. Also looking like they might be restructuring fully with the whole Genesis thing as well. UK government is going to publish its CBDC consult information probably tomorrow. It'll be worth looking at. Coins to watch out for pumping this week. XTP, it's got major news and an influx of new users, so should make it pump nicely. It does look on the charts like it's going to break out today, so fingers crossed on that front. Daffy's got big news this week, probably slightly later in the week, so fingers crossed they're going to go up. And Hex is another one to keep your eye on at the moment. I think it's got a lot of potential. Right, so there you go. Esper Bank has launched its DeFi platform. Revolut Bank is launching its crypto staking. The staking is going to be for ETH, Cardano, DOT and Tezos. Brave, you should be using Brave browser and Brave wallet. Brave is doing a partnership with Solana to bring dApps to mobile. Chili's fan token. I'm not really a big fan, being football related mainly and all that, but hey ho. It's rolling out its layer 1. It's just done its Genesis block of its layer 1 blockchain. So we'll see that price pump a little bit over the next few days. The ex-Coinbase manager who was charged with insider trading has pled guilty. Dubai has levelled a ban on privacy coins under its new regulations. Now that's quite a big one, and I spoke about that several times at the beginning of the year, saying I think other places are going to follow suit. I think that privacy coins have done their last dance. So if you're holding them, I would strongly consider moving, to be honest, at the minute, and that's my honest opinion. It's a shame because I was a big fan of that whole idea, but yeah. CoinGecko and 21 shares have teamed up to propose global crypto classifications. Yeah, probably a good move. And crypto firms have been banned from advertising in this year's Super Bowl because, you know, not billions of people have lost money gambling on the Super Bowl itself. You know, this worry about those few people that lost a couple of £100 on crypto because of the dip, which, oh, never mind. If they just held it, they wouldn't have lost anything, would they? And lastly, UK banks. Look, this is getting more and more stupid. A bank should not be able to tell me where I can or where I cannot spend my fucking money. I can transfer whatever I want to a gambling site. I can fucking pull whatever I want out of the bank if I walk in there and spend it on whatever I want. Don't fucking tell me I can't send money to an exchange, you bunch of fucking cunts. It's beyond ridiculous. And it's bad enough that these banks are limiting what you can spend. Then you got cunts like Starling who have flat out fucking banned anything to do with crypto. Full fucking stop. I mean, fuck off, you cunts. Jesus fucking wept. Right. The value in Rocket Pool, as I said, it's an Ethereum staking DeFi platform. It's basically doubled in the last month. If you've got any doubt that Ethereum is going to go mental as more and more people stake, just think about that. It's doubling in a month, and this is early days still. That Martini guy, popular crypto influencer on YouTube and Twitter and all the rest of it, single-handedly pumped Daffy by 6 cents this morning. Why is this relevant? It's relevant because Daffy are releasing news this week, and TMG is confident that it's going to go to a full dollar. It's possible. I mean, he pushed it up to 6 cents himself. Do you know what I mean? If other big people get sucked in, it could be a mega one. Robin Hood is talking about buying back Sam's shares. That's the 500 million's worth of shares that they basically seized back off of Sammy Boy. And this comes about as Robin Hood announces it had a net loss of 1 billion. So I'm not quite sure where they're getting the money to buy the shares back, but hey ho, we can't complain about all things. Argo has lost its CEO. Now this comes just a week after the CTO stepped down. It's like a mass exodus over there, isn't it? We're just going to have to see what happens, whether this is just all part of the plan or not. Twitter launched 4,000 character tweets, but it then went down for a good while. I guess Musk can't fix Twitter overnight now, can he? So that's all fair enough. The SEC could possibly ban crypto staking. I'm not quite sure how it can overreach that. I mean, is it just banning it for Americans and stopping the Americans having access? I don't know. But it's a worrying thought. The SEC seem just desperate to stick their fucking nose in everything, don't they? So it's more than possible. Other negative news is Disney firing 7,000 staff. Not exactly crypto related, but it's just layoff season, isn't it? They're coming from everywhere. Craig Wright, everyone's favourite BTC bullshitter, has had his copyright for Bitcoin stripped from him by a UK court. Binance's market share for spot trading has increased to 55%. Anyone would think they released a load of tweets and basically had their major competitor shut down, wouldn't they? Cool. Yeah. Blur has beaten OpenSea yet again, this time taking 30% of traders. And it's 6 days till the Shibarium launch, eh? 6 days till it all goes to... I don't know, man. It could already be priced in for SHIB, to be honest with you. The news hasn't exactly been quiet, has it? It's coming soon. Or it could pump again, who knows? Something like SHIB, which is basically driven by hype and people talking about it, anything is possible. All I can say is it adds more utility to the network, which is a good thing. If they continue burning with activity, and activity goes up, hence burnings will go up. So, I mean, it should work round all way. Increased buying pressure, increased deflationary burns. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Anyway, so Kraken settled with the SEC, and in doing so, it's incurred a big fine, and it's had to stop all staking services. Now, obviously, this is going to spread. Coinbase was saying about it yesterday, and I mentioned it in yesterday's news. Coinbase's shares dropped by 14% because of this news. Essentially, good old Gary's fucking everything up again, isn't he? Really and truthfully. But well, what can you say? Yeah. Similarly, Paxos, which is the company behind, 3 of the top stable coins in the market, including Paxos Gold. They're involved with BUSD and USDP, I think it is. Either which way, they put out a statement saying they hadn't been denied their, I'm going to simplify it, banking license. Essentially, they got provisionally accepted for 12 months. The 12 months run out and they never got officially accepted. They've said they're still working with them closely and intend to. Unfortunately, the New York regulators have said they're launching an investigation into Paxos. So I'm not 100% sure what the fuck is going on there. Sandbox and Paris Hilton. You may remember Paris Hilton from, a certain video sometime back. It's funny. Years later, and that's still what she's famous for. She's teaming up with Sandbox to create Paris Land, which is basically a metaverse romance adventure thing. Interests me about as much as fucking arthritis, but there you go. It is what it is. Some people like it. In other pointless celebrity crossovers, Rihanna has released her song, which was coming up for the Super Bowl as an NFT. I guess, real world NFT use. I guess, it's all good. Talking of music NFTs, Vault, which is Web3 music NFT system, managed to get 3 million in funding, so that's very good for them. Microsoft have basically given up on their industrial metaverse project, letting all the staff go that they previously hired. Barely half a year into the project. It seems like a drastic U-turn there. D-Force has lost 3.65 million in a hack, so that's pretty atrocious on them. Slightly more positive news, should we go that way? Bank, which is a German bank, is working to release a blockchain-based tokenization platform. Not for crypto, essentially. It's for funds and stocks, but it's blockchain being utilized in the real world, so it interests me. Tether released its Q4 profits, which was 700 million. Not a bad, coming, is it really, all things considered? AAVE, its GHO stablecoin, has gone live, so that's bullish for them. MetaMask added an on-ramp in India called onramp.money, so that'll be bullish for MetaMask. God, so it's not all bad news today then, all things considered. Right, I've got a host of recent fundraising information here for you. I don't want to bother going into every project. I've just given you a heads up on some of the most searched projects. Play Labs raised 32 million in its latest round. That's basically a GameFi, SocialFi platform. Phil Swan, FILSWAN, raised 3 million. That's a file storage blockchain system. Createra raised 10 million. That's Metaverse project. Quasar raised 5.4 million. That's a DeFi. There's so much money coming into the space still. QuickNode made 60 million. They're simplifying Web3. Space ID pulled in 10 million. They're another domain name thing. Essentially making wallets easier to use. So you can be, I don't know, cryptoducky.nft instead of, a long unrememberable name. Also domains, you can actually host websites on the domains on the blockchain, which is all good. That seems to be being used slightly less. Obol Tech has raised 19 million. They're allowing a protocol for split staking of Ethereum, basically letting several people own the rights to a node instead of one person. Architect raised 5 million. They're software for trading. IntelliX and their X token raised 12 million, which is a GameFi platform. Oh, Jesus fuck. I know that was a lot to babble off, but I'm sure you can be there with a pen and paper and do some searches on, find out any more info if any of those really sparked your imagination. Bitcroft raised 6.5 as well. It's all good, isn't it? Right. There you go. That is your Saturday. Thank you very much for joining me. I do hope you've enjoyed the show. Do check out the links in the description, and I'd love for you to subscribe and have a little chitty chat with me. It's good. I'm on all these socials for a reason. Come and say hello, eh?
All things crypto by a duck life. See you next time.